is essentially a political hit job intended to inflict pain upon his father. He's facing criminal charges by a special prosecutor in the Department of Justice that many experts say would never be brought against anyone who is not the son of the president. Now, some of the most serious claims leveled against Hunter Biden have to do with his work for a Ukrainian energy company called Burisma and alleged payments they made to the Bidens, plural. You see, Republicans have been yelling from the rooftops about Burisma and alleged bribes paid not only to Hunter Biden, but to Joe Biden, to the man himself, the president of the United States, who was then vice president. That idea of illicit, secret, seven-figure bribes to the man who's currently president has been the central point of their whole attack. And today, in the most spectacular embarrassment imaginable, it blew up in their faces. You see the special counsel, Republican appointee, leading the case against Hunter Biden, who was appointed by Donald Trump, now says that that guy, this informant they hung their entire claim on about the bribe, he lied. Their infamous FBI informant is being federally, criminally charged for making it all up.
Spectacularly embarrassing. Hi, I am Suri Crowe, and you're watching the MeidasTouch Network. For the last 2 years, we have been hearing almost nonstop about the alleged Burisma bribery scheme that Hunter and his dad, President Biden, were allegedly involved in. But the jig is up, folks. Fox's Sean Hannity promoted this now federally indicted FBI informant as the key whistleblower to the fall of the House of Biden, no less than 85 times in 1 year. He was really committed to this storyline. Headlines blasting that Biden was, quote, very credibly accused of public corruption.
A document allegedly detailing a criminal scheme from Biden's time as vice president. According to the claims in what is known as an FD or a 1023 document, Biden is accused of taking foreign bribes in exchange for policy decisions. Comer believes these claims are credible, need to be investigated.
Oh, yes. Well, those claims were investigated. And we're talking about Comer Pyle, also known as Kentucky's Representative Jim Comer, who is the chair of the House Oversight Committee. And he has hung his hat on the bust up of the Biden crime family. I'm saying that, if you're listening, with air quotes, aggressively air quoting.
This would all get covered up. And both of you have put your neck on the line to get to the truth, and we went a long way today. And will you both answer yes or no? Do you believe that this is now officially the Joe Biden bribery allegation? And do you believe that you will be able to prove that? Jim Comer.
I sure hope so. And I do believe that there's a lot of smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. We just heard testimony today that Joe Biden had lied to the American people.
Jim Jordan, do you believe that? And do you believe the DOJ has been helping to cover it up?
I mean, Jim Jordan's look at that is just, it's a total clown show. We sure hope so. Where there's smoke, there appears to be fire. Well, it looks like you should be looking in your own camp there, because we hope so doesn't count as evidence. The Republicans are not a serious group of people. They are a laughingstock at this point. They have spent millions of dollars, millions of tax dollars, and time wasted on this sham impeachment investigation of President Biden. And their key informant, whose name is, I kid you not, Alexander Smirnoff, as in the vodka, is now facing felony charges for making the whole story up. The whole bit about the Bidens receiving $5 million apiece, a total lie. And what's rich is this is not the first time this has happened. Gal Left, the GOP's other promoted smoking gun Biden witness, is, according to the FBI, an agent for the Chinese government, an illegal arms dealer, and he too lied to federal agents. And he's now on the lam across the globe from the Justice Department. This is bad enough on its own, people, but the Republican Party under MAGA is absolutely feckless. This is the least productive Congress in history. They are a hot mess, and that is an understatement. It only took 15 painful vote rounds for them to elect Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker, but he didn't even last a year in the clown parade known as the GOP.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Now former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy ousted by a group of 8 far-right rebels, joined by all Democrats.
McCarthy was replaced by one of the chief architects of Trump's election denial scheme, white Christian nationalist Mike Johnson of Louisiana, who views his position as Speaker as a call from God. Well, under Moses Mike's leadership, the House demanded a border bill from the White House before they would agree to fund aid to Ukraine, Israel, and humanitarian aid for Gaza. In a rare moment of bipartisanship, the White House agreed that the Biden administration and Democrats said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and sign off. So they in the Senate put forth the most right-wing conservative immigration bill in history. But MAGA Mike, under the direction of Donald Trump, said, you know what, we don't need a border bill after all. Even though, according to them and their propaganda networks, the border is the worst crisis ever. They scream nightly during prime time that we're being invaded. But agreeably, Democrats in the White House once again said, well, okay, if that's what it takes, only to be told by MAGA House members, unbelievably, that they would not sign off on the national security bill without, wait for it, a border bill. And after all of this nonsense, MAGA Moses Johnson demanded a meeting with President Biden. Like, we need to talk. Listen to White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre absolutely destroy MAGA Mike Johnson's request to a reporter who asked her about it.
Given what you and the president say is at stake here, why not meet with him? I mean, it seems that you're saying there's just nothing to be gained by the president getting in a room with the speaker.
But Mayor, and I appreciate, I get what you're saying, but we've actually delivered multiple times, the Senate has, on what the speaker is asking for. What is there to negotiate? Really, truly, what is the one-on-one negotiation about when he's been presented with exactly what he asked for? So he's negotiating with himself. He's killing bills on his own. And if he were to put that bill that just came out of the Senate, the National Security Supplemental, that doesn't have border security in it because he said he didn't want it, he changed his mind, it would pass.
That was a legendary response. I mean, who's he going to negotiate with? Himself? I mean, he's killing bills on his own? This is crazy. I mean, and then he wants to meet with the White House when he's just killing bills on his own. I don't know, going into a closet, talking to himself, or we want a border bill. I don't even know. It's so insane. And the fact is that Karine Jean-Pierre is telling the truth, something that the Republican clown show refuses to do. And by the way, the White House is trolling the hell out of them. Here's the Valentine's card they made for Speaker Johnson. It says, "Happy Valentine's Day, Speaker Johnson. Roses are red, violets are blue. The border deal was crushed because of you." Hysterical. Even the wicked, evil Vladimir Putin, to whom MAGA world bends the knee, does not take the MAGA Republicans seriously. He mocked Tucker Carlson to his face in a recent interview that Carlson decided he had to have in Moscow.
With the backing of CIA, of course. The organization you wanted to join back in the day, as I understand. We should thank God they didn't let you in. Although, it is a serious organization. I understand.
So instead of solving problems like the border or the climate crisis or stemming the corporate greed that is driving prices up, it's not inflation, it's corporate greed. We, the people, are subjected to these shenanigans on our tax dollars.
But today's hearing is like most of the majority's investigations and hearings. A lot of allegations, zero proof, no receipts, but apparently some dick pics.
Chairman, our colleague from Georgia has introduced before pornographic exhibits and displayed things that are really not suitable for children who might be watching. And
bathing suits not suitable, Mr. Raskin?
Well, I'm saying I would like the member to be instructed to not introduce any pornography today.
You know, in an effort to own Hunter Biden, okay, they're assembling nude photos of him. Right? Having some intern have to sit in a room and blow up these photos and put it on poster board and figure out, which ones are beyond the pale.
Yeah. Interns putting dick pics on poster board. And yet the gentle lady, it always cracks me up when they refer to her as the gentle lady from Georgia, just can't stay away from saying the word Well, listen to this bite. Listen to this clip.
This historical evidence is overwhelming that the founding fathers intended impeachment to be used to deal with the commission of indictable crimes and the abuse of power.
It's just so fitting that she says indictable. She can't read. She's got, you know what, on her brain. No, when Hunter Biden called the GOP's bluff and showed up willing to testify publicly at the contempt hearing that they were holding for him, Marge once again could not stop herself, and out came the dick pics. And Hunter, oh, he was not having it.
Chair recognizes Ms. Green from Georgia for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Oh.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Burst their bubble. Wow, that's too bad.
That is called the Hunter Biden diss track. And speaking of dissing, California Congressman Eric Swalwell called out the absurd hypocrisy on the right when they demanded to hold Hunter Biden in contempt for ignoring their sham subpoena.
That is quite rich, because the guy who's leaving the hearing room right now, Mr. Jordan, is about 500 days into evading his subpoena. About 500 days. So if we're going to talk about contempt of Congress, let's get real. I mean, are you serious that Jim Jordan, a witness to one of the greatest crimes ever committed in America, a crime where more prosecutions have occurred than any crime committed in America, refuses to help his country, and we're going to get lectured about subpoena compliance and contempt of Congress? Jim Jordan won't even honor a lawful subpoena? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's no credibility on that side.
They impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas without any evidence, nothing, just for his policy on the border, which, again, let me remind you, when they were presented with a very strict immigration policy, they rejected it. But they wanted to, I mean, it's just, it's crazy is what it is. It's insane, and it's a waste of our tax dollars. And the right wing is so extreme that Sean Hannity is encouraging violence against migrants during his primetime show. Check this clip out.
In fact, our guys have just taken down one of the migrant guys right here on the corner, 42nd and 7th, while all this is
Can you pan the camera?
They've taken over. They've taken over. You'd like the camera over there if at all possible.
Yep. You got your key open, guys.
He is out of control. Out of control.
Here's the problem, Sean. That man was not a migrant. He's a legal citizen in the United States who lives in New York. And even if he were a migrant, like, when is it okay to promote and spotlight violence against another human being? But as far as the facts go, when does that matter to MAGA world? They are so completely out of reality. The cult is just, well, it's a cult. I have friends in it, and they're just simply not reachable right now. Facts do not register with them. But what I hope all of you who are watching this video will do is like, comment, and share, because there are a lot of reachable people out there who are not following politics the way that you guys do, or I do, or we know what's happening day in and day out. But this is a big election year, and people are going to increasingly start to check in. So if you share videos like this one where we lay out the facts, here's what the Republican clown show is doing, and here's what the responsible Democrats are doing, trying to improve the lives for the American people. And I hope that, you know, that will encourage you guys to share. There is hope. The Meidas Mighty are growing. We are making a difference here on this network where we promote democracy and facts, not the gaslighting that you get with the mainstream media, which makes me really sad to say that. Let's show voters what's really happening here and why their vote will make a difference, because Republicans have proven time and again they could not organize a one-car clown parade. And that is why we must vote them all out. My name is Suri Crowe for the MeidasTouch Network. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.